Hey guys, I gotta tell you some exciting news. It's exciting for me, but hold on, jeez. Yeah, I'm all good. Okay, so my soul is stuck in St Lucian. Okay, in the spirit world. That's a big town, big. It's like LA but bigger. Anyway, for the past, 5 years, 6, 7, 8 years, I've been I learned to create things. JC taught me how to create. Well, actually, I was already doing it. I was already creating things, but I didn't know it. Okay? He came and said, "You're creating this stuff. What do you want me to do with it?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're making it." He goes, "It exists now in my world." Now, what they do is, once you make something, like a guitar, let's say a guitar, you make a guitar, an exact copy of the guitar you have here on Earth. You make it in the spirit world. Then, what they do is, they spray it with this chemical, and they solidify it. Now, if you create a guitar from scratch, it's a different process. From what I learned, I just learned this over the past month. What they do is, they take the wood and they compress it. Okay? They compress it down, then they cut it, and they shape it, then they compress it more, then they cut it, and they compress it more, and it's a long process, I guess. And that's how you make a guitar. And they spray it and compress it and spray it and compress it, and pretty soon you've got a normal guitar, like a normal guitar. Then they throw in all the electronics, and it's just like our guitars, exactly like our guitars. Now, what I was doing is, I've been poor in St Lucian. I mean, living on the streets and community centers, okay, for a few years back. Now listen, I decided, since they have a monetary system, I gotta find a way to make money. So I started creating vehicles. Well, all the vehicles and trucks and everything I created, JC, now there's like hundreds of different Jesus Christs, and I've worked with a bunch of them, 68 Jesus Christs in 9 years. And not all of them are good, but listen. So, all these Jesus Christs, one Jesus Christ I worked with, he took my cars and made them real, because he knows how to do that. And he sold them, and he rented out the trucks. And he's still doing it today. He rents out the trucks or commissions them. And I get money from that. Then we went on and made the zombie illusion room, like a paintball, but real bullets in the zombie world. And I'm working on the second room right now, which I gotta make a video about all by itself. So, and go back and look at my video on rooms, illusion rooms, I think it's called, and you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, I always wanted, when I was a kid, I always wanted a bass guitar, and I bought one, but it's not the one I wanted. I wanted Blackies from Voi Vod, right? And I'll show you right here, just because this is awesome. Look at that. And it's a custom guitar, from what I understand. It's a custom guitar, and it's the only one like it, more or less. I think some other people have created them too, but nobody can get the exact sound Blackie has out of it. Anyway, I wanted it. So what I did was, I was dreaming one night. I was playing on stage, and I woke up, and I had the guitar in my hand. So I gave it to Jesus. He made it solid, put it in St Lucian, and it stayed there. This new Jesus I got, he takes it. I didn't have no money to get it fixed. Like, from what I understand was, JC tried to fix it, the guitar, but it didn't work. Like, the electronics didn't work. A little while later, I don't know how long, I was jamming again, and I had the bass amplifier. Now, the bass amplifier I had when I grew up here on Earth, when I was a kid, 16 years old or whatever, it was huge, right? It was a PV. And I'll show you, I found an exact copy of it on the internet. See? Okay. It's gone now. It got totally destroyed in a show. But that's what happens when you're drunk and stupid. Anyway, in a dream, I woke up while I was playing bass to my amp like I did when I was a kid. I woke up and I realized, hey man, amplifiers, guitar. So I gave the guitar a different. It wasn't Blackie's, a different guitar, bass guitar, and then I grabbed the amplifiers. Now what? Your subconscious remembers everything of what? Say the computer here. This computer is the exact same. It does everything. If you dream about it, if you're dreaming about playing on a computer, well, grab the computer and give it to Jesus, because everything the computer does sitting on the table here is going to do in the spirit world from your subconscious. Your subconscious knows, okay? So you give it to Jesus, he makes it real, well, more real than it is. I don't know how he does, he sprays it, I guess, with a chemical. And then, well, I created the amplifier and the bass. Neither of them worked the electronics right. I don't know electronics, but the electronics are in there. Either way, the new Jesus now, he goes and gets them from the other Jesus, takes them to the guitar place, and says, make them work, right? So they did. Well, I just got them back, and they work. Listen to this, man. I am in my bedroom this morning. I woke up. Before I even got out of bed, Jesus there calls me out into the driveway, and there's a Jeep sitting there. I was like, I'm after traveling, okay? So, but I'm not. I am, but I ain't. I don't know how to explain it. I walk out of the driveway, and there's a Jeep sitting there, and it's not a super duper heavy duty Jeep. It's a Jeep 4x4. And he goes, I got you this Jeep for $300. He goes, come here. So we got in, and he was talking, he was giving me shit about, because this other Jesus is doing lessons on me, and I've already done them lessons 100 times, so I don't need it. So I was getting upset, and he goes, quit yelling at the Jesus. He goes, we're taking steps to take care of it. And I'm like, okay. So he takes me in the house, goes in my bedroom, and there's the amplifier, man. Wow. So I got Blackie's bass, but I also dreamt 2 other basses just the other day, and ones I wanted, and I woke up with them in my arm, in my hand. One was in my hand, and the other was sitting there beside on the stand. So I grabbed them and I gave them to Jesus. He took them in to get them fixed. Cost me $200 or something, right? Whoopee. I'm going to tell you how I got the money to do all this, by the way. And it's been a quest of mine, and I'm still getting more. So check this out. So it's a Flying V bass, black, exactly like the one I just got from my dream. Okay. And then I got this one, I believe. I believe it's this one here. That one here. So I had these 2 basses, and this one's still yet to come because the guy's still working on it. But I got the Flying V back, so that's all good. Now I want to say something. Okay, so I give from my subconscious dream 2 basses to JC. He takes them, tries them out. They don't work right, the electronics. So he takes them to the guitar guy, where you buy guitars in town, and they make them. He puts in the wiring, $200. Now, it cost me this morning $5,000 for 3 microphones. Now, the girls, they like to sing. I'm getting them an amplifier to sing. Julie, she likes playing electric guitar, so she went and picked one out. And I gave her options for everything. So she picked up what she wanted. It costs, I don't know, $300. She loves it. It's a 6-string guitar. I don't know nothing about, I can't play on my fingers are all not guitar. Anyway, I'm buying her a Marshall amplifier, big ass one like the Piggy. But Jesus says it's $15,000, and they come in 2s. So I gotta buy 2 Marshall stacks for 15 grand, or was it more? I don't know. And I'm like, well, can you get a base Marshall stack? Right? And he goes, I'll check on it. Well, I'm like, well, instead of a base Marshall stack, since I already got one, PVs. And he goes, well, I'll try to get one amplifier for singing. I'm like, cool, because Angela wants that. Now, I just bought my wife a new house, $83,000. 83,000, and it's cool. We're all happy. So that's where I'm living in the house, and it's in a new state that I was before. So in St Lucian they have different states, and I live in a new state. Okay, now how did I get the money for all this shit? Okay, this is how I got the money. I was thinking, this was 2 months ago. I'm laying there, and I'm thinking about, because I saw on the internet, dinosaur bones. And I've seen the dinosaur. And so I showed JC where I found a short-faced bear skull with crystal on it, calcite crystals all over it. And when I went in the cave, in the earth, in the lower astral, and got it. I got it. They took it away, they put it in quarantine and fried it for, I don't know, get all the loogies out, the bugs. Any parasites that were in there. They gotta do that. And then they do it with everything. So I showed them the short-faced bear, and I showed them the tiger, it's got a lot of teeth. Saber-toothed tiger, yeah, from the Pleistocene, whatever, period. And I showed him the 2 skulls I got, and he flipped out, and he comes back the next day, I think it was the next day, and he goes, can you find any more of those? And I go, yeah, I already know where they are, dude, I just never went, I don't know how to get them, like, they're there, I can see them. So, I went, and he goes, we get a lot of money. He goes, and I go, how about, I knew where Mastodon was. Mastodon with the tusks, the big long tusks. Mastodon or a mammoth, I don't know which one. And he goes, if you can find a complete skeleton of a mastodon, we get $800,000 a piece, $850,000 a piece. And he goes, the museum, the Natural History Museum in St Lucian has 1 tusk. I'm like, are you kidding me? He goes, 850,000. And so I went to bed that afternoon, I looked down, there was one over there by Lake Erie. So I flew over there, I told Jesus, and I'm like, and I didn't get close to it. Now this is what happens. Jesus went and got an archaeologist from the university. I'm sitting there in the mud, looking at these bones about, I don't know, over there, and I'm going. So he brings her down. She's freaking out. GC's freaking out, and she's talking archaeological stuff. I don't even know what. Turns out the next day I find out that I don't even know if it's real, but this is how I did it the last time, and there it is this time, and it's a mastodon. And all I can see is the skull and the tusks, right? And this is out by Lake Erie, 100 feet in the clay mud. And anyway, she goes. JC comes back. He's freaking. He's fucking crying. He's freaking out. He goes, Rich, it's real. It's real. And guess what? It's not complete. He goes, it's not complete. Oh my gosh, shit. So I guess it was a skull and some other bones, but it wasn't the whole skeleton. And he goes, yeah, it's missing one of his legs. We can't find one of his legs. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, he goes, you're lucky. They're willing to give you. They're gonna give you the $850,000 for it, but it's not complete. And I'm like, well, fuck, what do you want me to do? I don't know. I said, well, I find what I find. And he goes, I know. And he's freaking out. He's crying. They give me $850,000 after like 3 days. They got all the archaeologists that live in the university or in St Lucian. They come down and they micro analyze the sediment and the bones and the spores and the cells of the bones. Well, they deemed it real. They said it's real. And holy shit, what a shitstorm that got. Holy Christ. Clink in my bank at $850,000, bought a new house. For my wife, we had to get out of the one because we had like boots on our head living in St Lucian where we were, because it was owned by someone else, and this someone else wanted to do other things with it, and they were pissing all over us all the time. So we went and bought and got my own house plus money to spare. I said, you know what? I ain't stopping there. I'm gonna be a 200 billionaire. So I went out and I found another set of bones, not complete set. Got some more money. JC came to me and he goes, teach me how to do what you're doing. I go, what are you talking about? He don't know how to see bones in the earth. And I go, they glow white. I go, I took them through the steps. I go, look, I tell my inner light, I tell my soul, find me some fucking bones. A day later, I'm laying in bed, I look down, and there's a fucking mastodon tusk. I could be in Alberta. There it is. So I call JC, he comes into me, looks, sees the bones, we go down and get them. Now that's how it works. It's a little more different process than that, but I got a lot of time. So this is all in the spirit world, by the way. The archaeologist comes down, she gathers them up, takes them back to the university. So to date, I found one deer. It was a moose, a prehistoric moose, which is totally different than a moose today. I found two almost complete skeletons of a mastodon or mammoth. I don't know which one. Two of those. I found one skull of a saber-toothed tiger. I'm looking for a woolly rhinoceros. I ain't found one yet. I asked my inner light to take me to a woolly rhinoceros. $850,000 for that, if it's complete. And other things like that. So I got, as of a couple days ago, I got $1,700,000. That's how much I had. And I had to go buy things. I had to buy things for the house, special tiles so people can't see. And I had to buy. I'm buying the girls some guitars and me guitars, stuff I want. I got mine. I'm happy. Now, this is what I gotta say. Every time we went to an archaeological site to get the bones with the archaeologists, there was always wood. One day I'm like, how can I get more money? I go, JC won 30% of what we found. Now I need him to get the archaeologists to do all the legwork, because I can't see or can't astral travel, do all the St Lucian to the earth shit. So I get JC to do it. And he wants 30% of what I find. And I'm like, fucking cool, whatever, man, let's just get going. So he gets 30% cut. And he's making an illusion room for sick people in or mentally unstable people or whatever, upset people in St Lucian. He's making a nice nature healing center for them in this huge ass room in St Lucian. That's what he's using his 30% for. Now, the deal was, if he finds anything, because he found someone, he finds anything, I get 30%. If I find anything, I get 30%. Okay? Done. Now, so that's how that works. What the hell was I going to talk about? Something. Hold on, I gotta think. Got it. So everywhere we went to do archaeological work, there were old giant trees sitting there. No one wanted them. I'm like, what about these fucking trees? I asked the archaeologist, how old is the tree? She goes, the same age as the fucking woolly mammoth, 14,000 to 16,000 years old. And I'm like, well, I'm thinking, that's a gold mine. That fucking wood is a gold mine. So I grabbed JC and took him down to the tree and I said, look, you want money, right? I go, this fucking thing is like an old growth fucking black oak. Okay? I'm like, 14 to 16,000 year old black oak sitting in a goddamn clay deposit. Dude, you get that out, make a table out of it. He goes, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, you label it from the Pleistocene period or whatever the fuck it is, 16,000 year old black oak table. He goes, I got you. So he went there and got bulldozers and all this heavy lift equipment and shit and whatever, I don't know, that's how they do it. He got the archaeologist, she came down, verified it. We started hauling out these logs deep in like from ancient times. They're all sitting in his illusion room, waiting to be cut up. And I said, hey, how about you get me a couple guitars out of this wood, right? And he goes, and I get 30% of the he gets 30% of the find that I made. And I threw that off. I said, just make me some couple guitars. And he says, deal. And so what he did was, he's taken the wood from this 16,000 year old black oak, and he goes, you have to cut the block of wood, then you gotta compress it, then you gotta cut it, and then compress it, and then compress it again, and then you carve it out the way the body of the guitar, and then you add all the rest of it, right? I'm like, whatever you gotta do, man, I don't know. So it's going to take a long time because it takes weeks and months to make a good guitar. And he goes, these are going to be fucking priceless. And I'm like, holy shit. So he's making tables, like fancy tables, like Victorian tables, huge ones that are going to be worth thousands and $800,000. And this is what he's doing. But on the side, he's going to make me a couple guitars. So I ripped off a couple I want. And I'm going to show you if I can find them again. Something like this. I forgot the exact what it looks like. But ow, my toe. And I told him to stain it to look like that. So basically, so me and Angela are getting, my daughter, she's getting a guitar like that, and I'm getting a bass from 14 to 16,000 year old black oak, or what's it? I forgot what it was, but it's good. So when we get that, I'm not even going to put them in our house. They're going right to a secure illusion room where no one knows where they are, because they're going to be so much money. It's going to be like $100 fucking grand for that guitar. Anyway, and that's how it's done in St Lucian. Not totally. I don't know everything, but I'm learning. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know a goddamn mastodon tusk would get you, or a mastodon skeleton, and they're laying everywhere in the earth, down here. There's no time and space, man. So you can travel from here to BC 3 minutes, and I can see them. So I'm looking for a woolly mammoth, not a woolly mammoth, a woolly rhinoceros. Anything really, anything that's saber-toothed tiger skulls, short-faced bears, things like that. I mean, they're even taking seeds. She asked me, and I knew of. She asked me, she goes, "You can find any people?" And I go, "What do you mean people? Like cavemen?" She goes, "They're not cavemen. They're called, they're the first people supposedly that came from Siberia, the Clovis period people." She goes, "You find me one of those, and I don't even know how much to give you." She goes, "You find me a complete skeleton of a Clovis period person." And I go, "Well," so I'm like, "I heard of them." So I'm looking for one of those too, and I think I'll be pretty much done after that because they're gonna give me millions. And I'm going, "Well, how much money does this university got? Because I already got $1.5 million out of it." And he goes, "Their fucking funding is unlimited." He goes, "You don't got to worry about it. You just keep finding them, keep getting the money." And with the money comes a whole lot of bullshit. Oh my God! All these friends appear out of nowhere. Other Jesuses looking for handlers. Unbelievable. So, and security. I got fucking security all over the house. 20 different layers of it. Got nothing in the house. Nothing's in the fucking house. I got a dog. I got 2 kids and a wife. I got a big TV. You know what my bedroom looks like? A bed. Pile of junk over there, like, that's it. So I'm just saving the money. I'm giving $1 million to my wife. The rest is mine. And I'm gonna get millions more. So she's like, the reason I gave $1 million to my wife is because I don't need her thinking she gotta beg to me to get money. I don't even want that. No boots on no one's head, man. Everybody just fucking mellow. Okay? That's what I said. So I'm gonna, first $1 million is going to her. As soon as I make the second $1 million, I get $1 million, she gets $1 million. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. She don't gotta ask the king of men and fucking money. No, none of that shit. None of that bullshit. My kids are taken care of, my dog's happy, my wife's happy, everybody's happy. I just want to create shit and build my zombie room. Alright guys, so basically that's life in St. Lucian. And a lot of bad stuff. Watch my past videos for all the bad shit. But finally some good things are happening. You know, I just figured I wanted to make a good video for you guys instead of the fucking horrors I've been gone through. Crazy man's still yelling at me. Far away, but still yelling at me. Okay, later guys.